Hi, everyone. It's been a long time since I've been able to give you an update, so I'm really excited to share this with you today. We have 5 days until the start of my race, and it feels like I just started saying, I'm 200 and whatever days away. So it's approaching really fast. It's coming together nicely. Very, very few snags that we've hit, but they're not huge. And I have an amazing team and they are taking care of it. I'm just so thankful for them. And so one of the things that people always ask me is, what do you do for recovery? And obviously rest is huge. And my rest is an active rest. It's kind of, slow pedaling, keeping my heart rate really, really low. I keep it low as it is, but I keep it extra low. Walking, which I haven't done much of. We're just now getting nice weather and I haven't really had much opportunity to get out of the house to do that as it stands right now because of crunch time. I am seeing my clients in the middle of my training. So a lot of this stuff just happens right here in this room. And I call it my pain cave for multiple reasons. But when I work with my clients, obviously it's not painful, but I'm constantly going in this room. So I live here. I have been living here. So lots of good things. So I just wanted to give you an update. We did a test day a couple weeks ago, worked out perfect. I definitely have gotten stronger and faster and finished a lot. Actually, I think it was all of the segments. I was going to say a lot, but I think it was all of the segments early, at least 30 minutes early, if not even earlier, which was really nice. Gave me a lot of downtime and a lot of recovery time. So we've kind of extended that a little bit so that, if later on in the race, that I need some time to be cut back a little bit, I'm able to do that. So we have the ability to do that. It's not easy to do, but we can do it. And I plan on just sticking to the plan. That's the key. That's what I'm looking to do. That's the key. So I'm here to share with you some of the things that I do for recovery. And if you're following me on Facebook, you've probably already seen some compression boots that I do. And that was given to me by one of my good friends who is also an amazing athlete, Colin Cook. He is the owner of Peak Triathlete Coaching. And this is the boots right here. It plugs into the wall and then you just slip into the boots. And what's really cool about the boots is that it starts down at your feet, it fills up with air and it works its way up all the way up to your hip. And then it releases and does it again. So it acts like a massage. Before I got these, I was actually going to get massages done on a regular basis. And it helped out quite a bit. And as you know, I'm limited on time and trying to beat a record. I don't have time to drive somewhere to get a massage. Or I don't think it's fair to ask my massage therapist to come here and disrupt her routine and her day to come and see me. I live out in the middle of nowhere, so it would be a pain for her to come and see me. So anyway, I've come up with other tools that I've used in the past that I've had, and I'm just starting to build a routine with it because I haven't been able to go get my massages. So because I've been very limited on time. So I have the massage boots. Those are things that I love to use on a regular basis. I also have, if I can grab it, my Theragun. So this little thing is one that you can actually travel with, which is nice. I've only been able to, it has 3 settings. I've only been able to use on the first setting. It is amazing. If you don't have a Theragun, I would say get one. And it doesn't have to necessarily be Theragun. It can be, I've heard of other brands that are just as good, but this is the one that I've gotten and it works amazing. So you like to use it up here on my lats, my traps. And it helps out a lot because when I'm hunched over on the bike, this is where I tend to feel it in this one spot on this one side. And this is also the side that my massage therapist always says that my scap is just glued and she has to release it all the time. So I just want to make sure I stay ahead of it. So I use my Theragun. The other thing that I like to use, and I can do this on the bike, is this. So it has all these like little tiny knobs wherever you want to go with, but I love to get this right in on my rhomboids, and I'm able to push in this angle, and it's painful. It's very painful, but I love to do that to release the knots there. And it also helps prevent me from getting migraines. So what happens is my rhomboids get really, really tight. It also tightens a lot of the muscles here in the back of my neck, and it causes me to get a lot of migraines. I also carry a lot of tension doing this when I'm going uphill, or I'm hunched over for a long time. It's a sign of fatigue, right? So I'm constantly doing this. I have to always tell myself, give myself a check-in, shoulders down and back. Are you breathing? That kind of stuff. So this this gadget I can use while I'm on the bike. So it's always pretty close, hanging off my handlebars or hanging off my table. And I've got this to grab if I need to get down a little further. If the Theragun isn't close by, or I can't really reach that and pedal at the same time. So it's nice to be able to use that gadget instead. If I am not on the bike, I will use this, it's called a Shiatsu Pillow. And so these little knobs, when you plug it in, these little knobs give off heat, and they also do deep tissue massaging. This one, I usually get bruises on my back for, because I just dig and dig and dig in, but these are amazing. I love using them when I'm laying on the couch or sitting up, and use that for quite some time to work out the knots. You can work your way all the way down to your lumbar spine with it. So you start up here and you can work all the way down, and make sure you get like your QL, which is really hard to get. And that's another thing that my massage therapist has to always release, because it always gets stuck. And then it also helps release some of those muscles that are attached to my ribs. It's kind of crazy how my body just tends to get really, really tight. The other thing that I love to use is a lacrosse ball. This is really, really tight, hard. I love it because it gets into a lot of places that, like a bigger ball can't do. A tennis ball is too soft for me. And so I always have to use a lacrosse ball. So I'll use this as well in those spots when I'm laying down. If I have one specific knot I want to work on, this is also good on my SI joint. A lot of cyclists will get a shooting pain down their leg because their hamstrings are really tight. So I tend to use this a lot for that, and I'll sit on it. So if you just kind of get your butt into one little section, I'll sit on it like this, and then just lift up my leg, and I'll hit that SI and just work out that knot. And then it kind of releases a lot of the pain that I have in the back of my leg, because I'm not good at stretching. So I tend to use these modalities instead. And then also for me, I get a lot of plantar fasciitis underneath my feet. And it happens from doing a lot of hill climbing for me. And so every time I get off the bike, before I unclip, I try and drop my ankles as low as I can to get that stretch in the calf muscle. But I also like to use this ball underneath my foot. So this is to help massage your foot and work out the fascia that's underneath, to keep it from getting tight. So this is another tool that I love to use if I feel a little tightness going on. Usually that calf stretch at the end works, but sometimes it's just I do too much climbing and that stretch isn't enough. So I just tend to use this instead. So those are the things that I love to use. I do have a roller. I haven't used it much, but it looks pretty painful. This sits on either side of your spine, and you can roll it up and down. It's not my favorite, but I did use it before I got the Theragun and before I got this gadget. So I think, this is always a good tool to have for working on muscles. You can use your IT band, you can use it on your legs, your quads, your hams, all of that stuff, especially on your calf muscles. It's really good for that too. So yeah, those are the things that I like to do. I try and set myself up for success in that aspect. I am going to be honest, I'm not always on top of that, but now that the race is, approaching really quick, I want to make sure I'm on top of that, because I know this is what's going to help get me through a lot of those, mornings that everything's so tight and tense. So I want to make sure I stay on top of that. So here we go. 5 days and counting. If you haven't yet, please read below the 3 ways that you can help support me on this ride. You can ride with me if you're interested in doing that. Please support the fundraiser that we're doing. We're looking to raise awareness for that. And then also, sharing my posts, sharing my fundraiser to help me get some funds raised for that to help raise awareness. And I'm looking to do $4,200, and that's for $1 for every mile that I'm going to be riding. So please help show your support in any way that you can, and that works for you. Every little bit helps, even if it's just $1, it gets me that much closer to my goal. So thank all of you for the support and for following me. And if you have any questions, please post them below. I'd love to hear from you. Have an awesome day.